guys, what's going on? Niven's here. Time for your weekly rock wind up. Now, I've lamented on air how I feel the media has kind of gone overboard with Dave Grohl and all things Dave Grohl. Like Dave Grohl takes a poop in a box, a film at 11, or he brings some guy on stage who starts crying, or even that maybe he faked his broken leg just for the attention. I know, right? However, this one I think is pretty notable. The Emmys were last Sunday, and Foo Fighters, who did pick up a pair of Emmys for Sonic Highways, got snubbed from the performance. No reason as to why. All that Dave knows is that they were supposed to play, they were going to play, and then they were told they're not going to play. So, in keeping with the tradition of, I guess, all things rock and roll, whatever. Well, hats off are in order to Slayer for Repentless. Their latest album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 charts. But Bring Me the Horizon, that's the, what is it? That's the Spirit? That's the Spirit. I can look at my notes. That's the Spirit showed up at number 2. So for those that like to say that rock is dead, clearly it's just dying like crazy. Well, I'm loving this story out of Chicago. There was about 15 to 20 complaints in regards to AC/DC's performance recently at Wrigley Field for noise. Those guys were just too loud. Get off my lawn. They played between 8 and 10 p.m. The Wrigley Field, believe it or not, has a noise curfew that ends at 11 p.m. So clearly they were way ahead of that. But there are just, I suppose, some old curmudgeons that were complaining about that. My thoughts are, if you live near Wrigley Field, you kind of know what you're in store for. I mean, it's basically kind of a city setting, right? Oh well. AC/DC as of right now. Not coming to Kansas City. If that changes, we'll let you know. And to close out your weekly rock, wind up with former Anthrax frontman John Bush. He was on Jamie Jass's podcast recently and feels that he is owed some back dues for his time with Anthrax and making music and putting out albums with those guys. Went so far as to say that they've had some accounting and management issues and he shouldn't be bitter about it and he shouldn't complain about it. But when you make music and you put it out there and it gets sold and you don't get paid for it, at least in his words, you know, feels your due. So we'll see if that, I don't know if he's going to get paid or not. Not my business. Not my department. I don't really care. I'm Niven. Thank you very much for tuning in to your weekly rock wind up. Have a great weekend doing whatever it is that you do. And here's your outtake for you, Bob. Rush. New live DVD coming. Got to keep the cash cow going. That'll be in November.